What are your views on homosexuality? Is it karmic? And can there be a redirection of the energy or a practice for those who are struggling with it?
I think most of the homosexuals of today are a product of a social situation rather than any kind of physiological or any other inner need. Mostly they are a social outcome of a certain attitude. If you go by the ways of the nature, sexuality was implanted in your body fundamentally for the sake of reproduction. We are all here because of that. But if there was no pleasure attached to it, nobody would go for it. Nobody would go for it. It is a painful thing to deliver a child. So, nature decided to attach pleasure to it because without pleasure nobody would go for it. In spite of a little bit of pleasure attached to it, so many people are deciding not to go for it. They become smart. At a very young age, a lot of people are becoming very smart these days. They're able to see through the limitations of it and say, this is not for us. That's very smart actually, because they're able to think beyond their hormones. Hormone is a chemical process. It takes charge of you from inside, not from an outside. It's not an outside invasion, it's an inside invasion. Till you were 12, 13 years of age, everything was just fine with you. Suddenly, little bit of chemistry, and then you don't know what the hell is happening with you. Suddenly the whole head has become wonky, you can't think beyond it. It's happened, isn't it? So the moment hormones hijack your intelligence, then you start acting funny. And you act the whole world is revolving around your sexuality. There's nothing else to the world except sexuality. See, almost 90% of the artwork, literature, or any damn thing that's written or painted or sculpted is about sex, isn't it? Isn't it so? I don't know, I may not be right on the percentage. I think it's about 90%. Even if it's 75, I think it's a very distorted vision of life, isn't it? Yes? It's a very distorted vision of life, that one aspect of the physical takes up so much of human mind and consciousness is a very distorted perception of life. Now in that, what or whom you want to have the sex with has become another great identification. So when you talk about heterosexuality or homosexuality, you're just asking me with whom or what I should do. This thing that you call as sex. I don't care. All I know is, if your body and your consciousness and your mind is ruled by the simple hormonal changes that happen within you, you have a completely distorted perception of life. What is there to correct? What is there not to correct? If physiologically some certain needs have changed within a person, he could be helped, but most of it is social. I don't think one thing is better than the other. you being ruled by your sexual identification, either hetero or homo, is about the same thing. You're ruled by a simple aspect within you, which was created for a certain purpose, has become the most dominant factor in you. That itself is a distortion of life. Human beings were given… See, all the other animals, it was fixed for them. Only at certain times they have that awareness, rest of the time they're not even… the Creator, because they have not allowed their intelligence to function beyond their hormones. Their hormones are more dominant than their intelligence. So what kind of sexual identity you take, it doesn't matter. You're identified with a few body parts. That's bad enough. Which body part? Doesn't matter, it's bad enough. If you must identify with body parts, I would say the best body part to be identified with would be brains. Not something else.
So I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Section 377 being decriminalized. Yep. And I think most of the youth would have gone back home. We're very happy about this. And we talk to our parents and people from the, older generation, right? So when we discuss something like this with our older generation, they said, we are not going to debate with you as such, we're not going to impose our perspectives on you, but this is not accepted in our religion. So just want to know your perspective on, the LGBT community or homosexuality as such with religion.
Let's see, probably till now, largely in the social space, in the media space, in the social media space, everybody is pitching either for or against. Can we for some time not pitch for or against and simply look at the issue as it is? Can we? Look at me, I'm not a prude, okay? Let that be clear. So, when we say sexuality, let's understand this. It is something nature has put in us, because there is something called as perpetuation of the race or the species, otherwise it won't happen. Of course, we being human beings, having more brains than body, supposed to, because of that, we kind of eliminated the reproductive part and just using the pleasure part of it, all right? This is sexuality right now largely in the world. But essentially, this pleasure also is come into the sexuality process, because otherwise, well, if there was no pleasure to it, maybe we wouldn't be born, you and me. Our parents would not have gone into it if there was no pleasure at all attached. Yes or no? So we are here because of that. So there is no denying it or putting it under the carpet, that's not the thing. But somebody has a certain kind of sexual preference which has got nothing to do with the reproductive process as such. It is their personal preference, because every individual has the right to do whatever the hell they want to do with their body, because it's their body. But if it is something harmful, you're going to cut your nose off or you're going to cut something else off, then maybe we will try to prevent you. But you're not causing any harm to yourself in that way, then it's your business as long as you do something in your private. Right now, the Supreme Court decision is just that what a person does in their private space is nobody's business. Government need not enter people's bedrooms, that is the law, all right? Now, coming to this religious resistance, there's nothing religious about this. We don't have to discriminate against them, we don't have to persecute them, we don't have to put them in the prison, definitely it's not necessary. But at the same time, it doesn't need promotion either. So, you don't have to… When your parents say something, they may refer to their religion because they think it's an authority. You take away the authority, just listen to the words. If it makes sense, do it. If it doesn't make sense, tell them politely, that's not the way it is with me, all right?